Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save. Whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
District of Conservation is sponsored by CFACT. To learn more about our sponsor, head over to cfact.org. Thank you so much for listening. Welcome to District of Conservation. I'm your host, Gabriella Hoffman. This podcast offers a sober examination into all things hunting, fishing, shooting sports, energy, environment, and the public policy surrounding it. And this podcast also specializes in original interviews that you won't hear elsewhere. Here's what I have for you today. On the last day of 2022, I wanted to offer a few brief thoughts for you all here on District of Conservation today. We had a tremendous year of listenership, of podcasts that were published, breaking scoops, exclusive conversations, discourse into underreported subjects. I was happy to keep you all abreast with the good, the bad, and the ugly coming from Washington, D.C. and elsewhere. We had almost 30,000 downloads, listens. I think that's the most ever in a year since I started this podcast nearly 5 years ago. We're now into our 5th season, of course. And we will build up on these successes going into 2023. What can you look for? You can look for the same content that we've been doing. We're going to up the ante. We're going to have more interviews. We're going to have more discussions. And we're hoping to maximize our listenership and continue to grow the podcast. I'm grateful to CFACT for their unrivaled support. Going into 2023, I want to briefly discuss what you'll be hearing on the show in January. Next week, we're going to be having a reaction, first and foremost, to a forthcoming video report I have, episode 12 of Conservation Nation, on a Idaho wind project that has the backing of the Biden administration and what that will do if it comes to fruition to Idaho's Magic Valley. We're sitting down with 2 people I got to know a lot this year. Diana Nielsen, who is an activist in Stop Lava Ridge, and also one of the interviewees. We profiled farmer Dean Diamond, and they're going to discuss more at length about what Lava Ridge is, what it means for the region, how it'll have a very negative impact, and why almost every person you can think of, why there's actually widespread opposition to the project, spanning political beliefs, socioeconomic status in the region. And their appearance on the show coincides with, in a week or so, of the release of the environmental impact statement that is coming from the Department of Interior to assess whether or not to proceed with Lava Ridge. They want to see it go forward, of course, because they have a goal of achieving, I think, 25 gigawatts of onshore wind energy to so-called wean off the United States from fossil fuels. That's their goal. And there's a lot of inefficiencies to wind, so you'll hear from them Monday, January 2nd, to go along with the release of the video report. We're expecting a lot of interesting feedback. I'm going to be also doing a media blitz on the report, so we may see some extensive coverage on Conservation Nation episode 12. And then later on, we're going to have a conversation with a young journalist, Peyton Holliday, a young lady I've been mentoring through the Media Research Center, where I am a graduate of 10 years ago. And she's going to talk about how her efforts to rehabilitate a historical figure, kind of an unknown figure, who pioneered wildlife documentaries, Paul Rainey, and what she hopes to accomplish with that. So I think that's going to be a really fun first week. We have some return guests. We have some brand new guests coming to talk about suppressors. We're going to have John Norris come back to talk about his follow-up to Hidden War 2, later this month. A lot of exciting content coming. We're going to follow what's going on at the Virginia Fly Fishing and Wine Festival, and so much more. I hope you have a great new year, and thank you for your continued support of District of Conservation. Thanks for listening to District of Conservation. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you haven't already, make sure you find us on your preferred podcast player. We largely circulate on Apple, Spotify, and countless others, but those are our 2 big podcast platforms we want to push. Make sure you're subscribed there, especially on Apple. If you like the podcast a lot, go leave us some reviews. We'd be more than grateful to get some 5-star reviews from you guys. Moreover, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and a little bit on YouTube. We don't populate there, but connect with us on social media. Find me personally on social media with blue check marks. Super easy to find, and I would love to hear your feedback and know who you'd like to see on the podcast. Thanks for listening to District of Conservation. Stay tuned for the next episode.